jig is up. Tonight we're going to talk about the planets and weird objects of Wormwood. I believe we're dealing with the star system, or systems. I can't tell yet. But there are other orbiting bodies as well. Let's start with the stereo ahead heliospheric satellite. This is a space view, so I'm going to use some amateur astronomy to talk about it. Right now, the stereo satellite is sitting in the L1 position, and the Earth is sitting here now. Something is showing up. Heliospheric stereo is this little blue thing that you see sometimes, and it gives you kind of a three-dimensional view of what's happening over to the side of the sun. The sun's over here. From December 25th to December 29th and now the 30th, we've been observing a very weird set of objects on this stereo sat. And I'll show you. It's these three objects here. Very kind of familiar configuration to those of us out there. And what's interesting is when you look at the difference between the 25th and the 28th, in this case, the object is moving from left to right, or objects are moving from left to right. This should be Venus, and this should be, I believe, Mars. Kind of remind you of something, guys? Does this remind you of something? So to look at the science of this, again, we're actually looking at the real, like the most up-to-date here position, and it's looking this way. It's seeing Venus and Mars, and it's seeing an object in between or behind, just behind those objects, like this, going out like this. So here's the Core 2 image from the 29th. Just I picked an image. The sun, if anybody's really watching it, if you watch Solar Observers, you'll find that the surface of the sun and the different conditions for CMEs, and you'll learn a lot of information. But if you look out at the Core 2, we've been looking at, it's been going crazy. There's been this object or something back in here that they keep occulting out. This is the actual size of the sun and the occulting layer that they put in there. So the sun is just going crazy, and it almost seems like a tendril of the sun is going down this way. So I wanted to extend that tendril by using the stereo head H1 and matching up the same day. So the same day, about the same time, and so I was able to then geometrically measure those things out. So you can see, here's the sun, and here's Venus, and here's Mars, and here's that object, or objects. And then here's the one from before on the 25th, and as you can see, I tried to line it up to be aligned geometrically with the sun based on that position, and then what you see is the movement of these basically from left to right, left to right. Shocking photographs that I received on the 28th. These are from Oregon, I believe. These are photographs of the sun, and then basically with some filtering we were able to see the planets aligned such. This looks like to be some type of a body with a orbiting moon, or something. Some people think it's some kind of neutron star or something. I don't know. I'm still not sure what any of this stuff is, to be honest with you guys. I'm just reporting the facts as I see them. Again, here's that same kind of view, different like orientation, more of a landscape orientation. Very clear shot, shocking, just unbelievably shocking. And then what was interesting is, as I zoom in on the middle of any of this All Skycam network, and you can go to allskycam.com, and you could look up in during the midday or very, very bright part of the day in New Mexico, I was able to actually make out a blue object and what appears to be an object orbiting the other object like this, and faintly see this other object back in there. So here's just another view of these strange objects that seem to be approaching the Earth. Now here's a photograph from December 26th, and the reason I picked it out is because for some reason we were getting a reflection off the moon. I can't tell you why, but what it did was somehow projects a lens flare. And I admit this is a lens flare. I'm not trying to run away from it's a lens flare. But a lens flare is simply a reproduction or an image of what it's reflecting. And if you look at it that way, here we've got our blue object. Here we've got our whatever that is. Could be a sun, could be a planet. And then we've got this orbiting moon again. Here's same shape. And then we've got something really weird, which looks to be probably the moon, maybe, but just strange plasma-looking reflections all over the place. Not a bright dot reflection, not a bright, point where you'd say, oh, that's a reflection of the moon or that's a reflection of the sun. We're getting all kinds of reflections now from other bodies within our inner solar system. This is the weirdest photograph of all, and this comes under the category of weird objects. This is looking down from Davis Station in Australia, straight down from the South Pole. Here we've got that big object that I've been reporting on recently, and it's still there with that what I believe to be the sun in there, and I think this is that blue object, and then I think this is the one with the orbiting moon around it, and whatever that is. And then here what we've got is some kind of a weird, strange, almost looks like artificially designed or artificially constructed thing. We see clouds being formed here. Almost, I would guess that we're getting ready to see a holographic image here. I think they're going to try to play this off as the eyeball coming down on the pyramid or some crazy story. Who knows? But that is crazy. Look at that thing, man. It's just crazy. I had one person tell me that it's the reflection of the guts of the camera. This camera is designed for aerial observations. No, it's not the guts of the camera, man. Planetary shots, and I'll just kind of walk through a couple here and then kind of square up the video with you. These are all recent within the last 3 or 4 days from various parts of the world. So that's why you see them in different positions around the sun. This is from Germany. This is from San Francisco. This is from New Jersey. Notice the little prickly pears all over it. We don't know what that is. We don't know what it is, man. This is that image. I just wanted to show you what I believe to be wormwood with the plasma reaction between the sun that expresses in various different ways from Australia, where they seem to have a hard time keeping the chemtrails in place. Here's that plasma cloud or planet, Savannah Skies, Australia, that we've been capturing constantly. Recent photograph from the North Pole. I hate to say this, but that looks like an object pretty close to the Earth. Here, this is a photograph from Australia again, I believe. Here's the blue object. Here's either a reflection of or the plasma cloud itself. I know it's scary. It's scaring my dog downstairs, I know that. So, that's the conclusion of my scientific portion. Now I want to talk to you personally for a minute. It's really hard to come into this knowledge, I know. It's been an extraordinary journey for me over the last 6 months. I had no idea I'd be making a video like this. I would have called me crazy. We all think we're a little crazy, I think. But here we are. We've met at this point. And I just want to give you a message of comfort and hope. That if you will run into the arms of Jesus Christ, He will accept you. And I think it will be imperative, live or die through this thing, to have Him by our sides and in our hearts. That's my opinion. I really hope you enjoyed